Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dragon Ball figure news video. I apologize that this video was so delayed because I didn't even realize that it was so delayed. I gotta give a big shout out to, well, unfortunately I don't know your name because I can't find the comment now. Someone in the comment section of one of my videos was like, hey, is there going to be figure news this week? And I was like, oh, I do it every 2 weeks. And I thought about it and I was like, that's kind of strange because I usually don't get comments about it. And then I realized that the last figure news was almost like 3 weeks ago now. Technically, it'll be on Sunday or Monday of next week. So I apologize because it should have been like Monday of this week that it went up. I didn't even realize. To be fair, I was out of town on Monday and I had a very busy last couple of days. So your boy was a little bit out of it literally until last night in terms of YouTube. But here we are. So, well, I guess last night, 2 nights ago for you. Anyway, if you did leave that comment, though, please put it down in the comment section again and shout yourself out. And then I'll heart your comment because thank you for reminding me. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it here. We are starting off on the 3rd. Just because I figured I'd throw it in here, that's when the last video was. The only really exciting thing in terms of figures was the announcement of these Super Saiyan Blue base and regular Gokus, as well as the Gigantic Series Frieza, but we did see all of this in pictures last week in more detail as well. So nothing too crazy there, but we did have some actually really insane releases, especially from SH Figuarts, which one of them I know you know was pretty crazy because I'm sure that you've seen it. For one, we had Bandai announce a brand new Bulma figure with her outfit during the trip to Namek. She comes with a backpack, hat, Dragon Ball radar, and the 7-star Namekian Dragon Ball. Many have commented about the lack of detail from her paint, especially in her belt and almost said foot tips, boot tips, till we see if it gets fixed before release. Hopefully the next version they do is Saiyan Saga Bulma with Baby Trunks. So yeah, that is pretty exciting. Let me actually pull up the pictures for you so we can actually get a better look at this. But I was pretty excited to see this figure because the thing is, right, we don't like get Bulma figures often, let alone I feel like Namek Bulma is kind of a figure that is always neglected, or at least an outfit that's always neglected, because it just seems to be one of her most forgotten looks despite it being one of the most iconic arcs in Dragon Ball. I don't know, it's kind of a weird conundrum with her outfit, but this is the figure right here, as you can see. It looks really good if I do say so myself. Obviously there's the Dragon Ball there, of course the Namekian Dragon Balls are really big, so it makes sense that it is that big. Does that say, that does say Bulma on the back there, that's pretty cool. The expressions, the expressions look really good. They are very reminiscent of Bulma from this era, right? Because I feel like this was like when Bulma was younger. This was probably her most expressive era, if I do say so myself. Not that she isn't in the modern day, but you know, young Bulma, especially like Kid Bulma in Dragon Ball, has some wild facial expressions. But like these, I feel like fit the character very well. Interesting thing to note, like the author of the article was saying for this, my boy Shinra here from DBZ Figures, apparently especially the paint in her boot and foot, or so boot tips and her belt, I see. So the belt just kind of like, I don't even know how to like describe this, like merges with the rest of the outfit, and then apparently the tips of the boots are not supposed to be gray. Interesting. Overall though, very cool. I don't think that this figure is actually this expensive, if I'm being honest with you. I think this is just Big Bad Toy Store's price for this, because I've seen it at the normal price. I forget where this is technically you get this. I believe it's a premium Bandai exclusive. Hold on, let me take a look for you. But I've seen it for 60 bucks on another website that was like wherever the place that you're actually supposed to get it. I mean, not that you're not supposed to get it from Big Bad Toy Store, but you know, like the technically official place, because obviously Big Bad Toy Store is buying it and then like reselling it to you. Yes, on premium Bandai, she is 60 bucks. So a little bit better, and especially since it is going to be a little bit of a smaller figure and obviously a lot less bulky than the, you know, Saiyans and whatnot. It's cool that she comes with so many accessories to justify the price, and I think that this is probably like a good figure to be a premium Bandai figure, because like there's some figures that they do on premium Bandai that is like something that everybody wants, and it's like, well bro, this sucks because now not that many people are gonna get it. Like that's what happened with the Vegito Blue SH figure arts, right? And they came out with the cooler one, which was really cool, and both of those figures were only through premium Bandai. I feel like this is something that's a lot more appropriate, like a perfect character and a perfect outfit to have be a premium Bandai exclusive. So yeah, definitely let me know if you're gonna pick this Bulma up. Definitely a really cool character to have in a Namek like sort of display on your shelf. I don't know if I'm going to be getting her in particular, just because I've been, you know, my eyes are on some other figures at the moment, but we'll have to see if I end up picking her up in the future. Moving on, though, this wasn't anything too crazy in terms of Dragon Ball figures, but I do figure, I will figure, get it, that I will mention it here. These brand new, like, official Dragon Ball websites came out over the last couple of days. We'll take a look at that in a second. And basically, it just has like everything that's going on in Dragon Ball right now, including figures, as you can see. SH Figure Arts there, of course. They have Dokkan and Legends repping at the bottom too. So if you would like to check this out, of course, I'll leave all of this linked with the DBZ figures link. But I figured I would mention it only because we might end up getting some new information for figures here. As a matter of fact, maybe we just throw that open in a new tab, because we're moving on to probably one of the most exciting things that we're going to take a look at here, especially if we can get this in a bigger image here. Nope, they're just going to show it like that. Excellent. That's okay, we can look at it on the site. So, as you can see here, I honestly cannot believe that this is real, by the way. Like, this is absolutely insane to me that what I'm looking at is, like, official images of this. Like, I'm speechless looking at it again. You just literally caught me, bro. Caught me slipping. And I've seen these images so many times. So, I need to give a little bit of context for this, right? For one, this was the figure that was announced for Goku Day this year. As you can see, there is a lot of really cool stuff that he's going to come with. For one, a bunch of different hand pieces, right? We have the closed fist, we have the sort of fighting stance hands, we have Kamehameha hands here. These look a little bit different. I don't know if they are, but they definitely look it a little bit. As you can see here, he also mentions it'll be 3 facial expressions, 5 sets of hands apparently, and then obviously, like you saw there, the ×10 Kamehameha effect, which is really cool. For the facial expressions, I believe they're all shown here. If not, they're just like not showing one, because we have this one, which is the smirking one. We have this one, which I guess we got to zoom in a little bit. Which is like the gritting teeth one. This looks kind of goofy from this angle, to be honest. We have the shouting one, which I believe, yes, this is the same facial expression on both of these. And then we have the serious expression. Yeah. So very good looking figure, if I do say so myself. We will see some higher quality images of this guy in a little bit. I don't know why the website formats it like this. This is like actually terrible, the way that they formatted this. But nonetheless, the reason why you should be so excited about this figure is because this guy has actually been long in wait for about, I think, 5 years. I will talk more about this in the actual video that I do on this figure, because I was actually lucky enough to be able to pick up a copy of this and maybe pick up one for a giveaway when it actually releases. That would be sick. But nonetheless, with this guy, the prototypes for this figure were actually shown off, like I said, 5 or 6 years ago at a convention, and it was just the prototype, basically. They didn't show anything else, and it was just the one figure in the pose. But now, obviously, we have it released, and not only does it look really good, the other cool thing about it is that it is going to have the updated body, because of course back then with the figure, they wouldn't have had the 2.0 body. And a lot of people have actually pointed out with this guy that it almost seems like he has a 3.0 leg system, at least, because these pants are brand new, and they look a little bit different than how they did on like previous figures. Again, like I said, the sculpt is brand new, but we mean more so in like a engineering type of way, because the engineering on the actual, like, I don't know, body looks better than some different things that we've seen before when it comes to these Goku figures. I've also found, thankfully, the better quality images of this to show you from the Tamashii. Did they really put that in there twice? Oh, intern's getting fired for that one. F in the chat for my boy. But nonetheless, yeah, so obviously very, very exciting that this guy's coming out. You can already pre-order this guy on a bunch of different websites. Like you see, pre-orders started the 11th. And in Japan, he's going to be available in October. I believe the overseas release is going to be January of next year, I think. Because usually the West gets things a little bit later than Japan when it comes to these figures and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of different websites that you can pre-order them from. I've seen them go up on eNight Media, Tokyo Taku Mode, Amazon, all different kinds of places as well where you usually get your figures. You've definitely had to keep an eye out, though, because they kind of did a stinky job with this release, I'm not going to lie, in terms of like where to pre-order it, because they literally were just like, hey, pre-order it, and I'm like, where? And they just give me a thumbs up and say good luck. I don't understand. Anyhow, though, here's a 360 look at the figure. Obviously, it looks absolutely fantastic. Something about those leg joints definitely looks new to me. I don't know. I'm definitely not the most experienced SH Figuarts collector. I've only gotten into collecting it probably, I would say, like when the first re-release of the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. Like, I've always known about the line and I've always like kept up with it online, but I haven't really like collected as many of the figures until then. But at least to me, a lot of these joints look new here. And it looks really, really cool, if I do say so myself. Overall, I love what they did with the hair on him. The hair literally looks perfect for Super Saiyan 4, so I cannot wait to get my hands on this figure. We are literally going to be seeing like these same couple of images, these same 5 images, probably for like the next couple months, because that's the only images that we have of these guys. So whenever people are going to talk about them in the TL, that's what it's going to be. Oh, I guess they actually have an Amazon link there. That's cool. Unfortunately, the aspect ratio for this video is kind of stinky, but I think by now you get the point. So definitely very, very exciting on that front. I cannot wait until this guy is released. And the cool thing I will tell you about this figure before we dip out and get to the rest of our figure news is that besides the fact that he is only going to be $60 with effect pieces, which is pretty good for an SH Figuarts figure, especially in modern times, the other cool thing about this guy is he's a standard release and he is not a premium Bandai release. Funny enough, Vegito rearing his head here, even though I do like this figure a lot. Because what that means is that when he's actually released, stores will restock him and have more copies of him. So he's not going to be like ridiculously hard to find. The only reason why he's so hard to find right now is because everybody and their mother is trying to get their hands on a pre-order ASAP. But hopefully if Bandai, I guess, handles everything correctly, then he shouldn't be too hard to get. The pre-order should come back, considering that he is a regular release. And B, when he actually gets released, he shouldn't be too hard to find, because he'll just be like out in the wild and keep being made rather than like the limited run of a premium Bandai release. So yeah, that is something really, really exciting, and I'm really glad that they did it with this guy, considering how, you know, much of a looked forward to figure that Super Saiyan 4 Goku was. Let's go ahead and move on, though. I believe Dragon Ball Figures doesn't really have anything else for us. This was an exciting announcement, though, with the new Dragon Ball Super movie apparently coming out in 2022. This was officially announced by Toei, so very exciting on that one. But unfortunately does not have anything to do with figures. So we will keep it on here. Let me put that back in my tab so I can get to it later. We're going to the boy Baggy Saiyan's Twitter. Of course, links to all this stuff will be in the description below as always. Let's go ahead and start off where we left off. It is absolutely insane. Yes, I do agree, Mr. Baggy, that I never ever imagined that Goku would become a non-safe option for merch for 3 decades of non-stop commercialization finally caught up. This is the sign of the times. What was going on. This was going to come for Goku. Now he's being beat by a character that Toriyama forgot that being Launch, because Launch is doing better than Vegeta, or Vegeta is doing better than Goku. Sorry, I read that and I was like, oh, Vegeta. If there's a new movie or something and you got a new fancy form, it's the point where figures of that probably still won't do well. Yeah, which is absolutely insane to think about. Goku has been very over commercialized. So as you can see here, this was some older numbers, but he notes here that My Hero prize numbers continue to increase. If they don't stop commercializing Goku infusions in Dragon Ball, that's going to be left behind. Yeah, unfortunately, that might be the case. No cap. Official description for the Solid Edgeworks mentioned it was a new DBZ line, specifically, whereas for Burning Fight it's just mentioned new line for DB, no Z. So wonder if Solid Edgeworks is just going to be Z only then. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. The line is supposed to showcase pre-fighting spirit, so Super Saiyan and base Vegeta putting on his gloves seems to be the obvious one next, but Gohan, IDK what they can do for him, maybe putting his cape off. It would be cool to get a Gohan figure with him actually like whipping the cape to the side. That would be an awesome figure. I've seen like resin statues of that before, but I've never seen an official figure of it. May BSS OG DB Matchmakers confirmed to only re-release in US, Spain, Argentina, Chile, and Peru. Lowest country list for a BSS is releasing outside of Asia yet. The other really unfortunate thing about this duo is that I actually really want these figures, but unfortunately I don't know if Bandai is just like they don't care. But originally these two figures released for 15 bucks a pop, which is a fantastic deal considering obviously these two versions of these characters are not figures that we get to often, let alone obviously Piccolo at all. And the re-release of them is 26 bucks, which is like 11 more. Absolutely ridiculous. If like buying both of them, the re-release, you could afford a whole new figure if you would have just bought the originals. They came out, the originals, before I started collecting, so unfortunately I didn't really have a chance to buy them. I think I maybe did at one point and I passed it up like they got restocked, but unfortunately if you want them, you're going to have to pay a little bit more for them, and I would like to get them at some point because they are very cool. High quality scan of the August wafer capsule figures. So we did take a look at these a couple of videos ago. We didn't have as high quality of a scan. I gotta say, these keep getting better and better. Every single time I look at the wafer stickers, the figure versions of them, I am always pleased with how it goes, because it always seems like to me they're always improving these. They're always doing a better job with the sculpt, making it look more like the character while keeping to the art style of the wafer stickers. I really like it. I'm hopefully going to be able to get my hands on that Chi-Chi figure, because obviously there are not that many Chi-Chi figures, unfortunately, let alone Kid Chi-Chi. So, and I think it, like, her design and her character lends herself a lot more to the Chibi design. Like, not that the Goku and the Vegetos don't look really good, because they do, but I think just Chi-Chi as a character kind of fits the more Chibi aesthetic a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Coleman promo art being made into a tank top for Hot Topic. Huh. Interesting. I will say, personally, shirts like this, like, if it didn't say training to go Ultra Instinct, I would be like, yeah, that's pretty cool, because I have some shirts like that have like Japanese text on it and have the character on it. But personally, I think that the designs of like training to go Ultra Instinct or training to go Super Saiyan or training to beat Vegeta or something are kind of stupid. I think it's just because they remind me of those like old like bootleg Dragon Ball shirts like that you find at like a, you know, a shop on the beach, or like, I don't know, a place that I guess sells just like prints of whatever clip art they can find online. So the fact that it's an official Hot Topic thing. Also, this, I mean, I know this is dark because this comes from like a I believe it's a card or like a poster or something like that, and it's a little bit dark on it because you can see there's a little bit of like raised texture on it, which would be like on a trading card or something like that. And it looks so bright on this. This looks like just the actual like, let me take a look at this just to make sure that it's not going to show my location, because there is a hot topic relatively close to me. No, it looks like we are good. It's just like so oversaturated, I guess would be the best way to put it. Like it looks like they just took the brightness and were like, I don't know. It's either that or just a really bad picture. Very, very weird. Very interesting though, nonetheless. Thank you, Mr. Baggy Stan. Alright, so some bad news for Ichiban show for May KUJI is expected to be ready June 15th, exactly a month after the Japanese release, which means if we add the usual 2-month wait, for we could be looking at August release for the Ichiban show, which Amazon US has, so now that makes sense. My guess would be because 7-Eleven has a lot of stores, so understandably Japan has taken a priority where July KUJI is limited distribution, probably why Ichiban show is expected to be ready a few weeks after Japanese release. Oh my gosh, I really am losing my marbles right now, bro. Very interesting though. We are actually going to get to see a couple of IRL pictures of these, because like Baggy is saying here, we do have a Japanese release for these guys like that just happened, so that'll be cool when we see those in a little bit. Oh man, so we didn't take a look at these last time because obviously they weren't released yet, but we were talking about them because obviously on this series, every single time we talk about the lack of Kefla figures, it seems like. And unfortunately, not only did Kefla not turn out that good, not only did UI Goku not turn out that good, Vegeta didn't really turn out that good either. Now, funny enough, Topo, I think, actually came out on top. He's definitely the best looking figure, and I believe Baggy tweets about it later. I think this is the only God of Destruction Topo figure that exists. Maybe one of a couple. But yeah, here's the finals for Trunks and Goku Black. I feel bad like looking at these because it's like I can't even say anything, but they just look terrible. Like, Trunks' face looks so off. His hair is also, like, matted down. I don't know if it's supposed to be like he's flying forward, so his hair is, like, flopping down. But this design of Super Saiyan for Trunks always has it spiked up. Goku Black also looks like he just, like, is trying to process a bad joke that he just heard. And he's, like, maybe going to laugh at it. He doesn't look angry or intimidating. He just looks stupid. And his hair sculpt is also a little bit off for sure. So, I don't know. Kind of ashamed to see how this one turned out, considering that, you know, Kefla being one of the only Kefla figures that we have. I will say, I think she's probably the second best out of all of these. I think these guys are probably, like, tied for bottom two. And then maybe Vegeta and then Goku would be in between them. But at least Topo came out okay, I guess, considering that he really doesn't have any figures. Windowed box adverge release coming to US in September, 26 per box. You know what? That is actually a really, really good deal if you like Dragon Ball Adverge. Because frankly, with Dragon Ball Adverge, these guys can be 10 bucks a pop depending on where you get them. Sometimes 8 bucks a pop. So that is honestly a pretty good deal. I might actually pick up this one just to get the Super Saiyan 3 Goku because I like Super Saiyan 3. I do have this Frieza, though. I have the original one, but that is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Definitely not a bad idea on how to release this. Again, they're doing the dumb thing with the Dragon Ball Super logo, and definitely Super Buu was in Dragon Ball Super. I remember that episode. High quality look at the Fighters Broly Fig Pin. This honestly looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. Sometimes fig pins can turn out a little bit goofy looking just because of the like design of the fig pin and the design of the actual like character from the show. But I gotta say, that one turned out pretty good. Definitely not bad. September WCF EC blind box is up for pre-order on Amazon for 15 bucks. Ooh. That is kind of bad. So keep in mind with this, right? This is like you're buying one for $15 and it's a random one that you're getting rather than getting the whole set. I guess you could like buy it and return it, but that feels kind of scummy I don't know. I personally wouldn't do it. If you maybe just like don't care which one you get, then I would say go for it. But 15 bucks is still kind of expensive, if I do say so myself. All right, so apparently this is out now for Europe. We took a look at these a long while ago on an older figure news video, but that is cool that that finally released. Ooh, interesting. Apparently 130k units of DBZ and Dragon Ball Super Monopoly sold in France. Huh. Interesting. I would be down to get one of these. I have a copy of Pokemon Pokemon Silver and Gold Monopoly. I would definitely be down to get Dragon Ball Z Monopoly though. This is an old S Cultures promo video. We're not going to watch through this whole thing because I don't want to get copyright claimed. But if you'd like to check this out again, I'll leave Baggy's Twitter linked in the description below. Of course, there's the boy. That's funny, he didn't want to show his face. Yeah, talking about this S Culture set, I'm sure a lot of you recognize these figures. This Goku and where did that Bardock go? That Bardock have also been bootlegged a lot in the past, but I'm sure we also have seen the images of the Rattata. It's not loading anymore. The Rattata Nappa have shown up a lot again because of the KUJI. So yeah, definitely a cool promo video though if you want to check it out. Just my records and Sega store numbers for the Rasuden 1 Chapter 1 back in July 2019 is 151. For this month's Rasuden 2 Chapter 5, a mere 2. Wow. 2. From 151? That is insane. And this is actually a pretty good Vegeta figure if I do say so myself. It's kind of goofy, but I don't know. Hey, that's pretty cool. Obviously, a whole setup with Super Saiyan Goku there. Very, very nice. All right, yeah. So this was pretty crazy. The $115 Imagination Works Vegeta already sold out in Big Bad Toy Store. Not even out and already done better than the garbage Goku one. Yeah, that honestly does not surprise me considering we took a look at this guy in a ton of detail in the last figure news video. They really upped the ante on this guy. I did actually pick up a copy of him, not from Amazon because Amazon, as far as I've seen, hasn't had him get it up yet. But on E-Night Media, they had a pre-order available for it, so I snagged them on there. So very excited for that. Oh my! High quality pictures of the 2021 con exclusive Dragon Stars teacher and pupil set. So I've talked about my thoughts on the Dragon Stars line before. I've done a video on the Dragon Stars line on Janemba. It is very okay, if I do say so myself. And honestly, this Goku figure, I feel the same. It's just very okay. It's like an action figure, like because it's meant to just be a toy rather than a collectible, but I still feel like that they could do a lot better. That's basically my general consensus, though it is cool to have a full power Roshi. It's kind of weird that his like ankles are exposed, I guess, but not bad in that pose. That's like decent. It's cool that they have him with the glasses too. I would be curious to see if he actually has eyes under there. Knowing Dragon Stars, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, unfortunately. Alright, so store search now live. Good news, there is a lot of participating stores over, wow, 1,400 in Tokyo alone for the KUJI. Purunga Japanese MV will probably be similar to Azar Vegeta, around 9 to 11k. Oh, we have an old, another old promo video here. Baggy's just whipping out the nostalgia, huh? That's crazy. Again, if you want to go check this out, definitely do so in the, I almost said the comment section in the description below. June Wafer Candy Figures 05 release in Japan June 12th. And then I believe there was an update to this, right? Oh, no, I think he meant May 12th, because obviously June has already passed. I think he just didn't catch it. Very cool, though. We've taken a look at these before in scans, but I don't think we had these high-quality images of them. Honestly, I think Vegeta and the Dragon... Oh, no, Gohan also looks really, really good. The rest of them do look good, but I feel like those ones are just the best looking out of all of them. I mean, the Dragon is kind of hard to mess up, because obviously human characters are always a lot harder to do when it comes to these sort of things. All right, so Baggy says the SH figure arts Namek Bulma is indeed real because of the boots. I assume the images went around were fake. Oh, okay, so this is what we were seeing before, or that the original images had like the gray tips. Right now we can see them with the orange tips here, and that's how they're supposed to be. It looks like the belt is still merged with the outfit, but that's how I remember it. So I don't know, I could just be tripping, I guess. But yeah, definitely the orange boots make a lot more sense for the character, because obviously like that's how it was supposed to be. So this figure looks good though, I gotta say. It definitely looks really, really good. Again, I don't know if I would pay 60 bucks for it. A lot better than 90 though. All right. This Saturday's Wafer Set 3.0 set back up for pre-order on Ami. Oh, I might have to snag that. I'm going to leave that for later. All right. For any European global freaks, have Super Master Stars Piece 2D Goku back in stock. Nice. I've actually never used this website before, so I'll have to check it out at some point. Should find out if the DB September KUJI fate for the US in about a week. Ichiban show or proper KUJI like My Hero. My Hero currently has the hype of the new season and film, so it kind of makes sense. DB should be safe for Ichiban show, but we'll see. Should know if there is an Ichiban show, because Broly is King Cluster and Cooler is ME, which is like the extra figure, right? They'll probably both be $45 instead of the standard $36. Would make sense to me. Definitely King Cluster is kind of, I don't want to say like known, but they're sort of typically around that price point. Would be kind of unfortunate if Cooler is, because I believe he'll be literally the same as the rest of them, but it'd be like that, unfortunately. We also did actually have a small update here. He said no September KUJI stuff dropped thus far. Usually they drop in the middle of the month, so probably near the end of the week or early next week. Bulma's boot, yeah, so this was how, this is what Baggy was talking about here. Interesting, they have it here. Yeah, they have it here, but then in the newer images they fixed it. Okay, so this must have been released right when the figure was originally released. So weird that they messed that up. I don't know how they, like, went through all of the different, like, because you got to think, right? A bunch of different people looked at this. They made all of the promo art for it. And then, then they realized that. I don't know. Very, very goofy. Japanese Kimetsu Chibi Masters has one extra figure than the overseas. So that likely means whenever the second volume of Dragon Ball 1 releases in Japan, first volume scheduled for next month, they'll probably have a new figure. Wonder who it could be. Interesting. Wait, so what's the extra figure here? Am I just blind? Oh, I see. So it's, it is, oh, okay, I see. This figure right here. Huh. That'll be interesting to see, yeah. Because these figures have already released in the US. I've actually seen them in stores before, so that'll be cool to see that get an extra one. I do wonder what it'll be, considering it's all Broly movie themed. The least amount of WCF we had in a year since 2013, when we only had one. Wow. Yeah, because obviously this one only had 3. Crazy, bro. Alright. Let's keep on keeping here, bro. Huh. I actually did not see this tweet. Kyoto store Goku and Vegeta pin. Goku looks terrible. Goku looks awful. But Vegeta looks pretty cool. What did they do to his chin? He kind of, I don't even know how to describe him. He almost looks like a King of the Hill character, or like Mr. Incredible, but drawn poorly? I don't know. Very weird. Numberings for Wafer 3.0 set start with Super and not W. I guess that makes sense considering the new moniker of the line. Japanese ratios for the September WCF. Reminder, overseas are all even. Okay, so that's pretty cool. This is just talking about how basically for everything except for the D figure, which I guess if we're going by the... Oh, no, sorry. D and B, which I guess would be Gohan and Trunks. Those are going to have 8, but the rest of them are going to have 10. And then Baggy says that overseas it's all going to be equal. I wonder why they do that. Maybe they just think that those two in particular are going to be less popular, but that's so weird considering, like, Gohan goes with Goku and Trunks goes with Vegeta. I don't know. That's really weird. Don't let the new movie talk distract you from the fact that true excitement and the potential Grand East Ultimate Gohan in 2 weeks till we find out. Yeah, I'm hoping, bro. I'm really praying for it. All right. Who's spending this much on a sticker? Oh, wow. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, oh. I was looking at this and I was like, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit for a sticker. That is pretty ridiculous because that's like, what, 10? Well, I guess it's only $10, right? And then $20. That is still a lot for a sticker, though. I don't know. I've seen some of those wafer stickers go for, what do you call it? I've seen them go for a little bit wacky, right? Alright, so lessons learned from Broly. Nearly all Gogeta and Broly figures released in the last 2 months were made using digital assets. Definitely more diligent in spotting things like this. Now, there's really zero reason to rush to buy movie figures during the release window. They'll be marked up throughout the year and will likely end up getting better figures along the way anyway. Yeah, so that is typically what happens with these. Baggy is just noting here that because sometimes figures are hand sculpted, right? But sometimes figures are also digitally sculpted. And in the case of these guys, these figures are all digitally sculpted, right? And that's where you can see a lot of different similarities in these figures because they just reuse different parts of the figure for other figures, right? Like for here, the King Cluster, the original Broly, his arms are reused for, I believe this is a Versus Broly. This Broly's upper half is reused for this one, right? These two share the same lower half. This one is literally the same one. These two down here. And then these Broly share the same feet, right? And obviously the similarities you can see with Gogeta's throughout. This is, oh, well, that's actually Dragon Ball Heroes. I forget what those are called, but they're like the ones that work on the arcade machine. I will say, though, out of all of these figures, I don't think that this one is necessarily that bad. This is decent. These two are decent for a minifigure. And funny enough, this was the very first Gogeta figure that they ever released. This was the Namco one. And I still think that this one is one of, if not the best, DBS Gogeta figures to this day. I still regret not getting the base form one when I had the chance because they're like triple or quadruple the price now. And I originally got my Super Saiyan Blue one for like $20 or something back in the day. So, which I'm very grateful for because I absolutely love that figure. I think it just captures his likeness so well. So, I don't know. I always like, I feel like I can give the original version of the figure a pass, right? Like the original King Cluster Broly because it was the first figure of its kind and it looks good. But then I feel like over time you just kind of see them deteriorate at least. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But it kind of stinks that a lot of stuff is being done digitally like that now. Alright. Pronga's pre-market price is about 30,000, I believe. That is yen. I'm not sure though. There is a lot of participating stores, so lots clear, the more the price will come down. Never understood why people pay. Yeah, this is always kind of ridiculous that people pay the day one prices when it goes down all the time. Well, wow, that is quite a bit of money for the like day one of this guy. We do also have some like actual IRL pictures of this guy coming up here. I will talk about them once we kind of get closer to it. I guess I could show you, well, I'll show you what I was going to show you here because I think we'll see more of them later, but I did want to share these with you. This was something that I actually posted on my account because I thought this would be good for people who wanted to see some size comparisons with these figures here. So this was from an Instagram user named Masaya Collector. I follow a ton of people on the Japanese figure side of things on the gram. It just seems to be a good place for it, and for some reason Instagram likes to recommend them to me, so I'm like, sure. So this is a good like size comparison of how all of these figures kind of scale together. Obviously, since this is a Japanese collector, we can see a lot of figures that haven't even released in the US yet. Like we have the Dokkan Battle Trunks back here. This guy didn't even get a US release, the Ozaru Vegeta. But I think the important thing to take note of here is that obviously you can see Porunga This is also, I think this is the ultimate variation Shinron, if memory serves. But not only that, you can also see the past Kuji set, all of these guys, the Piccolo, Goku, Tien, and Chaozu, and how they scale to the brand new Porunga, the brand new Goku holding the Dragon Ball, and Dende. Dende, in comparison to Porunga, looks giant. Like, he obviously is a lot smaller. I guess, so this is kind of hard for me to say if, like, this is a good thing or not. Because, on one hand, since it's from the same line, you would think that it would, like, scale. But at the same time, like, it makes sense that the other Kuji figures don't really scale. Like, this Goku, obviously being an Ichiban Kuji figure, is usually a little bit bigger. And it wouldn't really make sense for him to scale with Porunga, because then Porunga would have to be crazy. And obviously, you can't really get scale with the creature figures, because of course the creature figures are giant, right? To like actually make like proper scale would be whack. But with Dende, because he literally came with Porunga in Japan, you would think that he would be like smaller. But from another perspective, I guess it's good that you're getting more value because the figure is bigger, right? So it's like you're getting shafted with Porunga, but you're not getting shafted in the value because the figure is actually pretty big. Now, the other thing that I did want to know too about this is something interesting with the Dragon Balls here. They seem to be very weirdly shaped. Like, they're almost shaped like, what would be a good comparison for this? I almost don't even know. Like Hubba Bubba bubblegum containers? Maybe that's like a good way to compare it. They're more like ovals, or they're kind of almost like rolls, right? Like bread rolls or something like that you would have at like Thanksgiving dinner instead of being like an actual ball. They also seem to be kind of cheap because they look like just two halves slapped together. And it's also interesting because it kind of looks like that these are all connected, but these two aren't, that it's a different piece. So that's pretty interesting. But nonetheless, I wanted to show this because A, we get some IRL pictures of these figures here, not to mention my man is looking very, very good. I'm glad he turned out looking pretty good too. But I figured I would show you the size of these figures so you could have a better idea of how these are going to look on your shelf. Here's another good comparison from another angle of Porunga and Dende. As you can see here, my man is pretty big. He comes up to, it kind of looks like maybe just above like the smoke and tail of Porunga. Here's another angle right there. Yeah, that looks to be about right in terms of the scale, which I guess is pretty big for Dende, but again, pretty small for Porunga. You can see him in scale with the other figures there. There is the Super Saiyan Goku. That is obviously like the other version of the Goku and Frieza from this set. So since we're talking about Porunga, I figured I would bring these pictures up and show it to you because I don't know, I found it really interesting, and I just thought that it was funny that Dende was so big. He's giant, bro, which is pretty cool. Alright, so moving on up. New movie, so merch will always leave clues like the first Broly at WCF. Had 2 blanks, high ratio, same as Goku, so meant 2 characters, similar popularity. So Goku and Gogeta, or sorry, Vegeta and Gogeta made sense, and lo and behold, right? So that's who we eventually got for the rest of this set, right? Obviously, Vegeta was a brand new form. Of course, we didn't know that Gogeta was going to be in the movie yet. And then Paragus' new design and Frieza's new design. For the Ichiban Kuji, Gogeta was blanked, but the ratio lot was at 3, so it's pretty obvious Gogeta was going to happen. Yep. I do remember that from back in the day. Alright, so this is also kind of interesting. Baggy's saying that he thinks that the fur doesn't really translate that well. I feel like I'll have to get the figure in person because that is a pretty big miss on, like, some Super Saiyan 4 figures. It kind of depends on the figure. I feel like that's actually a pretty good look at the fur, funny enough, because this image is so big. I think it's fine. Like, it's hard because obviously since this is a posable figure, they still need to have the fur, like, make it look good while at the same time still having it all be posable parts, or they can just make it smooth with like other clothing, like on other figures. So it kind of doesn't surprise me that it turned out looking a little bit more basic, maybe, than like some of the other Super Saiyan 4 figures that are just like statues, right? But I don't necessarily think it looks bad, and it is also cool, again, with the head sculpt. The other thing, I'm glad that Baggy did actually post this picture, because I wanted to mention something else specifically about this image right here. They did something very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how it actually looks on the figure, but they figured out some way to actually give him a little bit of looking up action, despite the hair being pretty long in the back, because a lot of the time with posable figures, you'll find that when a character has super long hair like this, it limits their articulation in terms of looking up. But this picture is kind of showcasing that Goku actually has pretty decent looking up motion, so that will be really cool to see how they engineered that. I don't know if it's just like the back of the hair maybe moves, or you're just moving a piece of the neck. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that ends up happening. With Goku's merch numbers on the decline, I wonder how they are going to market him for the movie, especially if he's going to be wearing the same outfit as usual with Broly. They got away with the blue shirt, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, which they cleverly didn't market from the Tournament of Power, right? So then they could market it Dragon Ball Super Broly. Maybe this will be a blessing and won't get much Goku from the new movie, with now even a launch figure soundly beating Goku. Hopefully this is making them rethink the movie merch strategy, unless we get a completely new outfit or something. We'll have to see what becomes of that for sure, but definitely a very good point if I do say so myself. Okay, got excited for the King Piccolo vote, but it'll only be commercialized as a sticker, not a figure. Oh, that's unfortunate. To celebrate King Piccolo Commemoration Day on May 9th, the poll will be held to select the best Demon King Piccolo scene. It will be first place, and it will be the Super Warrior Sticker Series. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep on keeping on here. Huh. Looks like this Goku thing is happening in Hong Kong too. Very interesting. So again, we've already seen this figure a bunch of times, but it is interesting to see it in promotional material like this, because this is almost like, I don't know, it looks more like a YouTube thumbnail than it does a piece of promotional art for a figure. I just think that's pretty interesting. They're no longer surveying DBH for Gashapon with price increases. Looks like that means no more DBH merch. About time. Looks like Versus 16 could also be the last DBH merch, since prized figures have also stopped. It makes sense. Most into DBH presumably would rather spend money in the actual cards. Their big DBH skill figure line ended up getting canceled in February 2019. They released the first 2 volumes in the same month because they thought it would do well. There's a sense of irony as soon as it does. Something interesting like Black Shirt Goku, yeah, unfortunately stops. Yeah, so it looks like there's probably not going to be much Dragon Ball Heroes merch. For me personally, that is kind of an L, because I am a big fan of Dragon Ball Heroes, and I don't know, I like Dragon Ball Heroes like merch. I don't know, personally just collect a lot of the figures because I really like the designs of the characters from Heroes. So it is unfortunate to see it go, but obviously if it's not doing too well, then, you know, give it the boot and give us something a little bit more interesting. Moving on up. HQ, look at the Namco Blueku production image. Has ugly digital modding lines, but the colors are really good. Yeah, I like these colors a lot, because they're not like the super, I don't want to call it dark orange, but like super bright orange anime colors, I guess would be the best way to put it. Okay. We already saw Bulma's images here. Out next month from, is that just Eric? I actually commented that. Huh, that's funny. I remember that now. Yeah, these premium binders here. Interesting. So these are all like renders that have been used before. Very weird composition on that Dragon Ball Super one. But, I mean, these are all renders that I've definitely seen before. I have this Super Saiyan 3 Goku render on a shirt. It kind of looks goofy like this, but on the shirt it looks a lot better because it's more like an outline design. But these are all cool renders of these characters, so, I mean, these are not bad, but these are definitely something that, like, maybe a kiddo would use for school, right? FES 14 out now for Asia packaging. Huh. I mean, yeah, standard KUJI pack or standard KUJI packaging, standard FES packaging. It looks like to me. Dang, brain really broke, bro. All right, let's keep on keeping on here. Oh yeah, so this was also something that I wanted to make sure I talked about in this video. This was pretty cool. This is some different styling for the Dragon Ball Z logo on these different pieces of art and different figure collections and stuff like that. I would definitely love it if they did more styling like this, because it's just really cool. Like, this Dragon Ball Super, like, Broly logo was literally in the intro of the movie, and they didn't use it for anything else. I would have absolutely loved that on a bunch of different merch. Oh, that's cool. Goku Winter Coat plush to match the Vegeta, now available from GEE. Huh. Cute. I like that a lot. That would be some very great plushies to own. Alrighty. Let's keep on keeping on. Baggy was posting a lot about art here. Ah! Alright. So, this was also something else that I wanted to talk about. So, I'm sure that you guys remember me talking about this figure a long while back. It was actually the, I don't want to say the cover, but the thumbnail for one of my figure news videos a fat minute ago. Now, keep in mind, this is the regular version, as Devil Toyaki notes here. The DX version will be released in July, but obviously the actual figure itself will be the same. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Keep in mind, these Prime Studio Dragon Ball figures are really, really expensive. They're like 1,000 plus because they're meant to be like high-end Dragon Ball resin statues that are official. And here's the man himself. The effect pieces look really, really good. I still think that this is dumb, that like you're just putting the effects on the, I don't want to say the ground, but on the table next to the figure. Like they couldn't incorporate that somehow. That looks pretty good though. But I feel like overall, like Goku himself just doesn't look that good. Like he just looks very, how do I describe this? I don't want to say bootleggy, but almost like the artist was making Goku in their own style rather than trying to capture Goku's likeness from the anime or the manga. Like, it just looks like a new resin studio company just made their first statue and this was it. Again, the effects in the rock pieces look really good. Goku's legs look really awkward like that, but I mean, that's just obviously the angle that we're looking at it here. Like this, it looks fine. It still is kind of weird though that his leg is like back and the other one is forward, but I guess that's so that it can connect to the rock. Again, the base is probably my favorite part about this. And keep in mind, the DX version is going to have the Super Saiyan 3 hair, right, as well as the Super Saiyan 2 hair, if memory serves. So it'll be interesting to see what those end up looking like with the completed look. But overall, I mean, I didn't really recommend people buying this when it originally was announced, and I still don't recommend you buying it now, unfortunately. But oh well, it is what it is, I suppose. Alright, now factory seem to be back to running into normal, so Nero Bardock should ship on schedule next week for Asia. Not only am I not the biggest fan of Bardock, so I'll probably get only one. I'll probably only make one more post about this when we get the IRL images. Yes, thank you, Baggy. I appreciate it. Because I am a Bardock fanboy, so. Tomorrow's BOS WCF, they kept the stylized super awesome. Also, topo spelling, not top. By the way, this is the first official topo figure of any kind. Yeah, so that is what I did say before. I'm glad I was correct on that. Crazy that this is the first topo figure, like, at all. Even the regular one. What? Absolutely insane. High quality look at the Dragon Stars, Limit Breaker, Gogeta Blue, and 4Ku packaging and art. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to see a front view of these guys to kind of give you my actual opinion on them. I'm not the biggest fan of the Limit Breaker series. I do own only one Limit Breaker figure, and funny enough, I think it's the best looking one out of any one that I've ever seen, and it's Golden Frieza. And I think it's just because he's an alien and not a human. Honestly, the best part about these Limit Breaker figures always seem to be the art on the side of the box. They usually kill it with the art, so always cool to see that. FES 14 has started releasing. I suggest people who are interested in it to not get Vegito or any DBS characters for upcoming releases this year and just save space and money for next year. Yeah, this Goku figure turned out being really good though, so I'm glad that it did. Should get to see May KUJI packaging soon. Hopefully the art for casual Goku is present somewhere on the box. Yeah, let's hope that that is on there. I would kind of like it if he would have been like more curved a little bit, because he's very straight up and down. Not that this isn't Goku, but I feel like this more like relaxed stance is a little bit more Goku-esque. Alright, bad news. May prize fair canceled. That is a bit of an F. Yeah, I forgot I commented on this. So November and December prize figures will not be revealed this month. Should be getting October production images this month, however. And we did see all of this stuff before, so nothing here is too crazy to look at. And here are some final images of these two. We've already looked at Goku before. Like we said in the past, he looks really good. I'm going to try and pick up a copy of this guy if I can. Vegito, yeah. His overall sculpt is alright, but I still think the face kills it for me personally. Big Bad Toy Store has Super Master Stars piece, 2D Goku back in stock RRP. I did actually get a copy of this guy as well, so definitely look forward to a review of that. Here are more pictures of these two. Again, Goku looks fantastic if I do see so myself, especially from this angle. And here's some different images of the Vegito Blue. Again, like, not bad, but his face just looks so weird. I think it's the mouth, honestly, and maybe like this eyebrow, but the mouth is really what does it for me, personally, because I think the pose is fine. It's just the rest of the figure that I have the problem with. Full BOS promotional poster, some fun facts. First ever Topo figure, first ever Kefla prize figure of any kind, right, because the rest of them were candy figures. First Tournament of Power Omen Goku WCF, first evolution Vegeta WCF. We are in 2021. Yeah, wild though, very wild. Can't believe it. Yeah, like even look like compared to the images that we saw that were the finals of this. These all look so much better. Like, they don't look perfect, but they look a lot better than what the end product ended up being. FES Goku is a pegged base. Thankfully, the peg looks to be a part of the base and not the actual leg. Nice. That's good to see. May KUJI begins soon in Japan, and the pre-market value for casual Goku is 10k. Wow. Some folks have already bought at that price. Just glad overseas won't have to worry. Yeah. Alright, so this was something else interesting to take a look at. FES Blue Vegito. Final color is not as muted as a production image, so that's a relief. Talking like I was interested anyway, yeah. So these are definitely a lot brighter than the original images, which is good, because obviously it's just more eye-catching. But as you can see here, this is also just another version of it. It looks more like cyan, I guess. Hair coloring admittedly does look pretty good, yeah. But again, it's that face, bro. That face is... ugh. More differences and more pictures with the final one. And then, hair in real light. This was the newest one. Looks toothpastey, thinking now I prefer the darker hair, yeah. This looks like almost too... I don't want to say cyan-y, because I don't think that's correct, but it looks like too almost ocean blue for my taste. Like, I think that this is too dark for sure, but this one is more like, I don't know, actual cyan, where this is like a weird in-between. I don't know, man. I'm very conflicted on it. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. Here's a little bit of a roundabout about our boy Goku. Again, he looks good. Not too much else to say on this figure. I'm very excited to get it. I don't think we've had a base from Goku figure that I've looked forward to in a long time, so that is pretty exciting. During Broly release month, we had 4 prize figures, 1 WCF, Namco EXL Gojitas, a KUJI, an Average set, 4 Gashpon sets, Shigashi, and wafers. Hopefully with DB's decline in numbers recently, don't expect the new movie merge to have this much. Yeah, this was all stuff that was coming out, when Dragon Ball Super Broly was originally releasing. Okay. Update, late listings for August. Kimitsu Ichiban Show dropped this week. Like images instead, so probably find out next week then. First hint of the May KUJI packaging. Looks pretty good. Pretty much standard Ichiban KUJI packaging, what you seem to expect with this sort of stuff, but it looks cool. I do like the pink top on Goku. A bit of a weird color choice, but it's cool. Here is an actual stand of it out in the wild. I found, I think this is a terrible translation of this, but basically he's just saying that he found it out in the wild. If you are curious, because I know some people have never seen this type of thing before, this is usually what it looks like. You go up to the counter, you buy a ticket, and then you open up the ticket because it's sealed, and then you get a letter, and either you get one of these smaller prizes or you get the actual figure itself. So Dende is separate from Puranga, despite what we initially thought, which makes sense, but it is interesting that, like, you know, in the States they still charge $35 for him and they don't release Puranga, and like it's the same size as this box or like the Broly box. I don't understand. All right, the May KUJI packaging estimates were indeed correct. Casual Day Goku is the smallest box despite being 25 centimeters. That's weird. Really? Wait. Oh, I guess it is smaller than Dende's. Or at least like around the same size. That is really weird. Good news for anyone wanting to import Puranga. Having the Ozaru packaging means it'll be more friendly than if it came in a massive box. Yeah, definitely going to be a lot more friendly to get this guy here. Yeah, we'll have to see if the actual prices end up going down, because I have still seen the Ozaru Vegeta on eBay, at least for ridiculous prices. I might have to look on like Yahoo Auctions Japan or eBay Japan or something like that to be able to cop a copy of that guy and this guy too, because I would still like to get my hands on them if I could. Alright, we are closing in on the end here. Here is a IRL picture of Dende, as you can see with the Dragon Balls. They look good, like, from the front, but... Oh, you can take them off the stand, too. That's cool. Yeah, Dende looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. Looks like no art on the packaging at all. What a shame. Mondo packaging would have been something like this. Window box art on the front. I know packaging doesn't really matter, but it's all lazy, and I would have really liked some effort shown considering what's been happening recently. Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, to be fair, I feel like packaging is a big deal with a lot of products, but for some reason with figures like this, it's kind of not, because you buy the figure usually before you see the packaging. Sometimes not, considering, you know, with KUJI figures, I guess not really, but yeah, I don't know. It would still be cool to get some more care into the craft. Here is some final pictures of the Broly figure. Very interesting colors, kind of not what I expected, to be honest, but it does look good, if I do say so myself. It looks very accurate to Broly. He looks really tan. I do like that they they put the green in the background. That's pretty cool. That's a nice touch. Yeah, I don't know, he looks like almost too tan, and his hair looks like almost too light. Like, I feel like it should be a darker green, but other than that, I think it looks good. Maybe this is supposed to be like when he's actually powering up. But, I mean, yeah, definitely the sculpt still looks good, which I was hoping for, because obviously in recent time, this is like one of the only OG DBZ Broly full power figure. Well, technically legendary Super Saiyan. Sorry, I'm confusing my Z and Super Broly's. So, good stuff. Definitely good stuff there. Because of lazy packing, the Super Saiyan Goku looks like it would have been figures. Oh, okay. So this is the finals of the Super Saiyan Goku from the same guy. I guess let's take a look at his account and see if there's anything else. The face looks a little bit goofy, bro. But the shadows look a little bit also kind of off-putting for it. Because of lazy packaging, the Super Saiyan Goku looks like it might have bent. Figures, seen it a few times in a row. Oh. Okay, so basically... Huh. It bent a little bit because of the packaging, it seems like, is what we're seeing here. Very interesting. Oh, we have some pictures of the rest of them too. Okay, so here is the Dragon Ball Super Broly with the weird opera hands. Yeah, I still think that this figure is so weird. Like, I was on the King Cluster Broly train for a long time, and I still am, but this one is just like, what are they doing, bro? Very weird. Okay, so that was it for, oh yeah, missing in action, bro. But not relevant to this video right now. we can make a video on that later, which we probably will at some point. Casual Goku will come in 2 parts as expected. From what I've seen, the actual final looks good, thankfully. Oh, a little bit of paint mishap there, but that could also just be one copy of it. And here is the actual guy in person. Wow. Yeah, no, that looks really, really good. This is kind of a weird angle, but I guess it's because of the 5'9" on the side there. He looks fantastic, if I do say so myself. He was probably the one figure that I was hoping that would, like, turn out good. So I'm glad that he ended up looking really, really good, because he is definitely a figure that I have wanted for a really long time. This is my personal favorite outfit for Goku, so I'm glad that they did the figure right, and they didn't end up goofing him up in the end. Very cool. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a picture of Purunga in person in, like, way better lighting. That's cool. And then here is a little merry-go-round of the boy. I don't actually know what to call this. I guess it's just, like, on a turntable. Thank you, Twitter, for glitching out the video. I'll go back to where we were before. Lots of crazy detail. Even though this figure isn't as big as I would like it to be necessarily, I still think that the amount of sculpt detail on this figure justifies at least paying a little bit more for it. Obviously, the creature figures lately have been kind of like obliterating all of the Saiyans and human characters, if you ask me. But I think it's just because there's a lot more like intricate detail that you can sculpt onto them. And I forget the sculptor's name. Baggy told it to me before, but the guy who has been doing basically all of the creature figures in the last few Ichiban Kujis is still doing them now. He did the Purunga, he did the, I believe, the Ultimate Variation Shinron, he did the Ozaru Vegeta, so hopefully he keeps getting more work, because, I mean, bruh, it's amazing. Okie dokie. Ozaru Vegeta dropped to 17k after a few days. Purunga is still currently at 27. Let's see if it follows the same pattern. More stores than the Ozaru Vegeta Kuji, but of course it depends on Japanese fans' interest too, and that's how quick the lots clear. Okay. May Kuji current MV A. Okay, so A is Goku and Frieza set. B is NU. Oh, I assume that's Dragon Ball Super Broly. Gogeta. Old Broly for D. The Super Saiyan Goku reuse. F is Dende, and then Casual Goku. Kuji barely started, and prices are dropping rapidly. Oh, I see. So this is like the order of how much they are in the aftermarket, is what it seems like. Interesting. Okay. Japanese MV of the Goku and Frieza is now below the standard Ichiban show of $36, but the RRP for the Ichiban show is actually $50. It comes in one box regardless of there's one figure or two. They should have charged $36, a ripoff at $50. I mean, this one is a little bit of a weird case because obviously this is the first time that they've done something like this. But if you were going to get them both and you were going to get them separately, you would have had to pay, what would that be, like $72 if I'm doing my mental math correctly? So, I don't know, man. I think it's alright. Another redraw. Make Kuji small bottle is a redraw of the art. Basically, any art in the smaller prizes will be redrawn, it seems. So weird that they just, like, don't use the original art. Like, they don't just scan it. I mean, it doesn't look bad, I guess. Funny enough, this comparison is a little bit stinky. But, I mean, like, this... I don't think this is bad, necessarily. It's just different, right? Redraws are fine, but the problem here is when the art styles mimic so much, the only subtle difference is just have the artists just do it in their style for better or for worse. Yeah. The Z one was a lot harder to find, the differences, but Boo was the giveaway. Don't understand this at all, so misleading. Shout out to one of the eagle-eyed Japanese fans who caught the differences for the March visual boards. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Seems very odd to me that they would even bother to go through the trouble, because it's like, you already have the original drawing. Just make it black and white and then ship it. I don't understand. It seems like such an odd change. Excuse me. Demand for the 2D Super Master Piece Goku has been overestimated. It should be selling out quick, but it isn't. Folks, especially in the West, really have had enough of Goku figures. It's crazy. I genuinely thought this year was going to be the best seller. this year, but couldn't have been more wrong. I'm glad that they did release him though, because I never got him on the original release, so very, very excited that I was able to pick him up. This is also something else interesting to note here. Paint job is a bit more oily looking on the actuals. If you don't have the original on hand, then I don't think it would be noticeable. Gotcha. Okay. Unless you were desperate for it, I'd pass because a new movie's coming up too. Yeah, okay. Oh, look at all these boys. That's pretty cool. Super Saiyan God, a Goku WCF lineup. Nice. I think I like the one that's supposed to be on like the side of the manga the best, if I do say so myself. He just looks cool. I don't know. Plus, it's a unique angle. Oh yeah, so here was the Volume 5 BOS WCF in person, because Baggy actually got them besides Blue Goku. He just used a different one as a substitute. Very weird that they decided to make Kaba a little bit bigger in scale. And also to sort of change his hair color compared to Vegeta. Vegeta's is more of like a mustard, while Kaba's is more of like a bright yellow. Or maybe more like a dirty for Vegeta. I don't know. But very interesting nonetheless. May KUJI MV continues to plummet as more and more lots clear. I'm pretty sure I saw someone on my TL pay 7K for Bully a few days ago. Bet they feel foolish now. F in the chat for that guy. Never understood people who pay day one prices. Yes, I agree. By the time it arrives, it's dropped half. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess people are just desperate. Oh, alright. So, here is the Q Pasocket launch for both of these. Again, I've said this time and time again in these videos. I am not necessarily the biggest fan of these figures, but what I can tell you is that this honestly looks pretty good. This might be my favorite Cupid Socket figure so far, at least for Blue Hair launch. I would have to probably take a look at like more of them, but I think overall this style fits Blue Haired launch a lot more than it does some of the other characters they've done. I mean, it's kind of funny considering what she's holding, but yeah, cool. Definitely turned out pretty well. It's harder for me to critique these because obviously since they have a very different art style, you know, it's harder to say like, oh, this or that or the other thing is like wrong, because it's like, oh, well, maybe it's just the art style, right? Because like for me, Yellow Launch here, her eyes looked a little bit too far apart, but that could just be how it's supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like Blue Launch's eyes are a lot bigger and they're a little bit more closer together. Kind of reminds me of like a porcelain doll, if I had to give a decent comparison. Again, I probably will not be buying this figure, but nonetheless, I'm very glad that it exists. It's one of those type of dealios. Alright, so September KUJI proper information has been sent out except for Dragon Ball. It seems the Japanese release is late September, so highly likely it'll be a late listing next month if there's going to be the Chiban show for the US, so folks might have to wait a little longer to find out their fate for the Back to the Film sets. Exactly the same thing happened for the July DB KUJI and the August Himitsetsu, I believe that's how you pronounce that. So I wouldn't panic until October KUJI stuff gets listings next month. Both of these were also late in the month for their respective Japanese release dates too. Oh, mama, that is pretty bad. UI WCF curse continues, yet to be a good one. Wow. He looks, I don't really know how to describe how he looks. He looks like an old man, or like the Crimson Chin. I don't know. And then obviously this one does not look that good either. Yeah, they just look like bootlegs, which is crazy considering that they're regulars. Given how fast Broly figures drop in price, who's going to pay 30K for a Broly figure? Huh. Dragon Ball Arise Broly. It'll be interesting to see what that is. I've actually not heard about that yet. Alright. Honestly, only recommend getting hit. Didn't pay off. Or didn't pay a lot for these, but still feel ripped off. Very disappointing. Yeah. Unfortunately, with all of the like final versions of these, they didn't turn out the best. Vegeta doesn't look terrible, and neither does Kaba, I guess, but Hit definitely, I think, came out on top. Okay, FES Goku's not a flawless figure like the Super Saiyan one. Seems still pretty good overall, though. Again, we've taken a look at this time and time again. I'm not gonna, you know, bore you with it yet again, but man, it looks good. This angle especially is like perfect for me. I don't know. It just hits just right. You know what I'm saying? Hits different. Broly is now, holy cow, that's like 36 bucks. What a great decision to make this 2 per store and not like the casual Goku. Wow. That is pretty ridiculous. I'm going to be paying more than that for that guy. That's wild. Oh, okay, so this is also something else interesting. Note, there's a good chance October prize figures get revealed later this week, including the much anticipated Grandista Gohan 2, Ultimate R9 are my 2 wishes I'd be happy with. I don't even really know what else they would do, to be honest. I'm really hoping it's Ultimate Gohan, though. That would be, like, literally the only one that would make sense. So we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. QP launch. I should just call it that from now on, because that'll make it so much easier on my life. QP launch, out now for Asia. Overseas packaging still keeps the lunch spelling. That's pretty cool. Now that the Ichiban show is going to be phased out for Asia and Europe, it is most likely will for US by the time the new movie rolls out around. So we gotta hope the lineup for the KUJI is bad, similar to last time, just the same 3 characters where only Goku was worth it and holds up. Basically, he means in terms of like not having to pay ridiculous amounts for them, or them not being super rare, right? Obviously, when figures are recolors like this, it tends to be a little bit easier to come by. And of course, when there's less characters. That time of the month where Japanese release dates for June will now start to drop. And June has the much anticipated Black Vest Trunks. June last time was when we got specific Japanese release dates for prize figures. Gotcha. Alright, here is a tweet that I was looking for with Topo. So, Topo made his debut March 2017. In May 2021, he got his first official figure, which is WCF, over 4 years later. Back in 2017, they followed up the first Tournament of Power WCF with so this was the first one, right? With an all Goku set. Which then, they followed up with an all Saiyan set. And Tournament of Power had 80 new characters. Now, while these figures aren't necessarily bad, right? What happened? Like, but huh? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Very weird. But I'm glad that he got a figure nonetheless. Hopefully he gets an actual prize figure. It took Jiren long enough to get one too. FES Vegito differences. In my opinion, color of the blue gi and boots is better on the blue. The color of the obi and the orange undershirt is better on the super. Yeah, no, basically agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. I do like this color scheme a little bit better, but then again, I think I tend to prefer that. Yeah, at least the stands are the same, I guess. I think the blue one definitely looks better overall, though. Well, maybe the face looks a little bit better on the Super Saiyan one. His face looks like wider for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments on that one. I'm actually not too sure. Alright, Limit Breaker Gohan and Cell Packaging, and credit to May Toys for the art. That is pretty cool for Cell and Gohan for the art. Unfortunately, the figures are kind of like mediocre. But Cell looks like okay. Again, I think the creatures kind of tend to fare a little bit better when it comes to merchandise like this. And here is the Roshi art. He looks like kind of elongated there. I mean, I know he technically is like that, but... Update, Jujutsu no Kaisen September Kuji will be releasing as an Ichiban Kuji proper for US, like the August My Hero not Ichiban show, but it looks like September One Piece will be Ichiban show. So Dragon Ball should be safe for Ichiban show, but like I said, we'll find out next month again. He's talking about the Back to the Film one. And September OP Ichiban show confirmed. Looks like the Ella will be released too, so of course, naturally, it's One Piece and not Dragon Ball. Yep. Alrighty. Yes, this guy did go up on Amazon and was already sold out. So definitely good luck finding this guy before he releases, because the pre-orders rather for this guy have been going like hotcakes. So definitely keep your eye out for that. 2D Bam Presto World Figure Coliseum Deku in stock at this guy. I figured I would throw this in here only because if you're a My Hero fan, I would recommend getting this figure. I've seen it in person. It's fire. All right. August Wafer Capsule Figures 06 Clean Image. Yeah, they look good. I really, really like it. Again, I kind of talked about how much I like these guys in the original post in this video, or the original tweet rather in this video, but again, they look really good. All right, the UK RRP for the lower half reused Goku is 53 euros, so about 82. I don't think that's yen. I must be. Tell me in the comments what that means, because I think he would say yen if it was. These are the last couple sold listings on Yahoo auctions for this month. If this release in the oh, maybe that's Hong Kong dollar. I'm not sure though. Definitely again, let me know. If this released in the US, it would have been a flat 36, so about 25 euros, and 4,000 of this currency would have been a bit more reasonable, yeah. And this isn't even a good UI Goku figure, despite the bottom being reused. Alrighty, I think we are almost there. We are literally getting to the top now. This release is not releasing in Japan, but they changed all the Japanese original text to English, but specifically left this in Japanese, changing it from this from the original. So they think if there isn't Japanese text on the box, fans won't think it's legit. Huh. Also, the name of the figure completely changed, not just Kinto Un on the FB, but the original Japanese also didn't have the actual word figure in it. That is pretty weird. I don't know. I have no idea on that one, honestly. Very interesting. All right. So what was the new update here? Oh. So this is just basically, I guess, baggy. All September BF Goku Holiday production images with correct colors. I said what the point of this release is, but mention is new Easy Collect series. So probably just to appeal to new collectors. Yeah. We've seen these ones before, but I guess this is what just got updated with the high quality images of these guys. I've already given my thoughts on these guys time and time again, so I'm not going to get too into it. And also another reminder that this guy is getting a new head sculpt, and this is just like for the prototype release, basically. Okay, yeah, you're this pose, definitely. I'm sure that a lot of you guys saw, there we go, this one, right? The Legends art for this guy looks absolutely fantastic. Alright, here's a high quality look at the Super Saiyan Goku Limit Breaker art again, right? These arts are so good. And the figures are so stinky that accompany them. I don't understand. From Monogram Goku Chibi Bank, due in July. This one, again, is more of like a stylized thing, so it kind of makes sense why he looks so goofy, but it's cute. Same company that did these. Oh, okay. This company has done a lot of different franchises from these. Again, these aren't necessarily bad. They're just like for a very specific audience, so. I mean, yeah, it's cute. I don't think it's for me, but it is definitely for somebody out there. All right. Survey of 100 people to see what live action anime they want. DB came out 16th with 7 votes. Huh, interesting. I mean, probably makes sense considering Dragon Ball Evolution exists. All right. I think we are almost done here. Let's see what Baggy is saying here. Wafer stickers confirmed for September. Lineup has increased to a massive 31. Oh, so these are... Oh, okay. So he's just saying that new ones have been confirmed for them, I believe, because we have seen all of these before. Yeah, that is cool, though. You always love to see the wafer sticker set getting new sets. Oh, okay, so I see. This was a deleted tweet, and then there you go. Like I said last week, Nero Bardock on schedule for this week and has indeed been released. And here is the packaging credit. Nice. I want to pick this guy up, but only if I'm able to get him for a cheaper price, because I really want like the Super Saiyan head. That's really all I'm after. It would actually be cool to put the Super Saiyan head on the original one with like the, but then that wouldn't make sense, I guess, because then he's wearing and holding the bandana, but oh well. Global Freaks have restocked the super popular Boo and Jiren from the first versus Omnibus set. Should have got Hit and Zamasu in the second Omnibus set instead of more Broly. I mean, yeah, I can agree with that, because it would be nice to get some more unique characters. Oh, well, I will have to check that out then. Thank you, Baggy. And that is the end of this week's figure news. Another fat one for you. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely lots of exciting stuff this week. I'm very, very excited to see that Super Saiyan 4 Goku. There he is. When he eventually comes out, rather. I think the only other thing that I had for you today was that we did actually get pictures of this, and Baggy didn't retweet it, so I wanted to throw this in the video. If anything, this is the finals of the Solid Edgeworks Goku here. It's okay, I guess. It looks like, I don't want to say it looks worse than the production images, but like, it kind of looks worse than the production images. I don't know, man. I already did not have high hopes for this figure, but the lean does not make me very confident on that. And the face sculpt just looks like off by a hair. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I think it's just the lineage is too dark that kind of gives it that bootleggy look. And Goku himself almost looks a little bit too dark here. I think it's also the texture on the figure that kind of gives it that effect. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think I'm glad, though, that I didn't get it, because I think I would have been disappointed. We also had the Ritsuden, Vegeta, and Bardock, which I know people probably didn't care about, but I figured I would show it anyway, just because we already had it in the video. And that was everything else from here that I wanted to show you, just because I figured I'd throw these in the video since Baggy didn't retweet them and I saw them on the TL. But for real, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know what you thought of everything that we saw in this video. I am ecstatic for the release of this guy. I cannot wait for this guy to be released. I will catch you guys in the next one, though. Thank you so much for watching. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.